Hey guys, it's Nicole Emanuel here with Coldwell Banker Real Estate. I hope you're all staying safe and healthy and somewhat sane. I just wanted to reach out because I've been getting a lot of questions lately about mortgages and home purchases and are they still happening? And so I've brought along Katy Care with Veridian Mortgage. She is my preferred mortgage broker. I use her like 98% of the time for my buyers who are purchasing, and she's fantastic. So I figured she could fill us in on a little bit more about what's going on in the mortgage industry right now. So Katy, take it away.
Hello, everybody. So my name is Katy, and I'm a mortgage broker. So I work with a lot of wholesale lenders. And so when you think about a mortgage broker, I am not your retail bank like Wells Fargo, Chase, Wells, and all of those big banks. So I have access to over 100 different lenders, and so I pretty much just I'm here to answer some of the questions that Nicole has for me in terms of what I'm seeing in the lending market.
Great, thank you. So the first question we have is, can I still get a loan or refinance my house? So I've been hearing that a lot lately. So maybe you could let us know what's been going on.
So yes, you can refinance and purchase right now, but the lenders are being very, very strict about especially income and assets. So some people lost money in stocks or they're getting furloughed. So yes, you can. I am doing purchases and I am doing refinances right now, but just expect things to be it could be a little bit slower in terms of the process because they're implementing a lot more different new procedures that they didn't have before. So for example, verification of employment, they're going to do it multiple times. Unfortunately, I just had one where I was in contract and someone did lose their job recently. So that's really the reason why they're doing it. And for self-employed borrowers, some can, but if your business has been impacted, then we would want to wait until the shelter in place is lifted. And so I think we're going to still be able to do it, except it's just a little bit longer, and they might ask you for more documents, more updated documents. So things that would expire in 60 days, now they're expiring in 30 days.
Okay, good to know. And then what's changed during the process? So you mentioned about the verification of employment. Is there anything else that's significantly changed, maybe qualifications?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. So qualifications. We talked about income. So that is definitely like a big change recently. But the other one is that they're making it a little bit more stricter. So FICO scores are going to be a little bit higher. Down payment requirements might be a little bit higher. Debt to income ratios are going to be lower, which just means it's going to be a little bit harder to qualify if you're like on the cusp before. They want to be sure that, pretty sure that you're going to be able to make your mortgage payments moving forward. And then also right now, reserves is huge. If you have a lot of reserves, sometimes you can kind of get around it because they feel like because you have so much money stocked up that, if there's some kind of an impact on your income, that you'll be okay for a few months.
Okay. Yeah, that's all great information. And then what about appraisals? I know we kind of aren't able to go into homes sometimes, so it must be a challenge.
Yes. So appraisals have been up and down. Right when we had shelter in place, I had some lenders not allow any appraisals to be done, but that quickly changed. Then they changed it to where you can do it if all parties agreed upon it and they were safe or like it was vacant. Some are allowing exterior appraisals for agency conventional loans. You pretty much 765,600 and under. You potentially can get an appraisal waiver, which means you don't need appraisal at all. So it really just depends on property, it depends on loan amount. So they are getting done, but it depends on the lender too.
Okay, got it. And then what are rates like now? We've been hearing all this stuff in the news. So are they still really good?
Yes, actually rates right now, that's been kind of up and down as well. In the beginning, things were not as low as people thought they should be because we actually just got flooded by a whole bunch of refinances before where the lenders had to hike up their rates to kind of slow down the flow of business that was coming in. And then all of a sudden coronavirus happened. So it's been kind of leveling out now. I felt like I saw a spike in rates, and it's kind of weird because people didn't understand why. But now it's kind of getting back because there's a lot more mortgage-backed securities that are being purchased by the government, and that's helping our pricing. So yeah, but it depends. Like right now for me, agency loans are still good. For jumbo, for me personally right now, I don't have that many jumbo options. So I'm actually referring them out to the retail bank. So if go to your retail bank first if you are applying for a jumbo loan.
Okay, great. And then we've been hearing a lot about the mortgage forbearance and, people foregoing, maybe making their mortgage payments. What have you heard about that?
So the forbearance, people have to be kind of careful because I think you might think that you just don't need to make your payments for 3 months. First, you want to talk to your servicer to see if you can apply for it and if you will qualify. But if the forbearance period is 3 months, they may want you to pay all that money that you didn't pay for 3 months all at one lump sum, which just doesn't make very much sense. There's also potentially where you can defer the loan, where you're just tacking on the end. That makes more sense because if you couldn't pay in 3 months, you can pay it later. But something to consider is that I've heard some people think, oh, it's free money. Even if you don't need it, just apply for it, because just be careful because we don't know what's going to happen in the future. If the lenders are going to say, well, I don't want to lend to you for a purchase refinance because you had that forbearance period where you did not pay your mortgage, your credit score will not be impacted though. So if you truly need this, I would definitely recommend that you go apply, because it's better to have that than to have all these late payments on your credit report. So if you really need it, go apply for it. But if you don't, try to keep on making your payments.
Okay. Yeah, good to know. So that was super helpful and gave us a lot of information about where the mortgage industry is right now. So I appreciate it. And Katy's information will be at the end of this video. So you can reach out to her directly if you have more specific questions about your situation, or if you're thinking of buying a home, you can contact me as well. Thanks for watching.
Hi, thank you.